Hi everyone, it's Coco, and I'm here live with American Eagle with the Members Always campaign, and I'm here at the tennis center, my home away from home. Unfortunately, it is raining today. That's Florida, but you know, we're making it work. And here, I'm gonna bring on Joshua to see if we can have him join.
Yo,
What's up, Josh?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, nice to see you.
Nice
How's
to see you
everything?
too. Say that again.
I said, how's everything?
Everything's great. It's nice and sunny over here in LA. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. The Sunshine State, not so sunny anymore.
Yikes. Big woof. Well, they
Yeah.
can't all be winners, but I love the rain just as much as I love the sun here. I mean, I'm shooting
Yeah.
my show in LA, which normally we shoot in Salt Lake City, Utah. So normally the
Oh,
weather's pretty
wow.
crazy. So I
Yeah.
am loving how wonderful it is here, but I don't know. I grew up in San Diego, so I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really mind any of the weather, but
Yeah, I
um,
like I like the rain too, but only when I'm not practicing.
yeah. I was gonna say, are you practicing today?
I will, but we have an indoor court in Florida, so after this, I'm gonna go to there.
Nice. That's where it's at. Well, I got my tennis racket.
I see.
Um,
Oh, you got a head racket too. Oh, that's
oh,
nice.
yeah, I totally know what that means.
That's the best brand of racket. That's all that it means.
Great. No, best brand of rackets and best brand of clothes. Am I right?
Yep,
We're in a.
best brand of clothes. Wearing our custom jackets.
I was gonna say, you got yours on. I got my
Yeah, I got mine on. It's nice.
pretty sick, and I'm pretty sure that somebody on this live is gonna win their own custom jacket, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Um,
whoever asked the best question, I think will win
Whoa.
their own custom jacket from American Eagle, which is
Pressure is
pretty
on,
cool.
guys. You better be thinking of good questions. Amazing. Well, it was so great to meet you on the, I guess you could say, set
Yeah, the second.
for this campaign. I mean, I think
Yeah,
what American Eagle is doing is so incredible, and I'm such a fan of their work and what they do with these campaigns. I was sort of
yeah.
curious to
Mhm.
start it off, like what drew you to do this campaign, and what about American Eagle really speaks to you and what they're doing?
For me with this campaign, I would say just the whole message of the campaign where everyone is involved and everyone can feel represented. And that's the message that I've been preaching for a long time. And so when they asked me to do this, I was like, this aligns with my values. And of course, I mean, not only because it's American Eagle, but I always try to, when I hop on projects or anything, I always try to make sure it aligns with like what I believe in. And
Yes.
this is what I believe in. So I'm glad that American Eagle invited me to do this with you and the rest of the cast.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I 100% ditto everything you said. I mean, I think, the idea of just them declaring how it's a welcome and safe space is so powerful.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing that we lack a lot in our world is
yeah,
safety, and I think a lot of people
yeah,
don't, even if they feel physically safe, they might not feel like necessarily emotionally, mentally welcome
yeah.
everywhere. And
Hmm.
so I love what American Eagle stands for, um, and yeah, that's incredible. And I love that you say that everything you
Hmm.
do aligns with your values, because I think
Yeah,
sometimes, like, it's easy to lose your way when you don't have those, and it's easy to take
yeah,
on things, or to waste time
hmm,
and energy on things that aren't really fruitful. So
yeah,
I'm trying to learn how to do that more, and I will say, like, that's why I was so eager to jump on, is because
hmm,
American Eagle really does align with my values, and so
yeah.
that's awesome that you feel the same way.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, ever since like I was a kid, my parents always like everything you do has an impact on the world, whether it's small or big. And I'm always like trying to make sure that I'm doing things that I believe in, because I think in the
Yeah.
long run, it definitely will mean more to people, even if it's a smaller percentage of people. It'll mean more if you do things that you align with.
Yes, well, I love the saying, and I said this in an interview before, but it's in the new Spider-Man movie. It's when you help someone, you help everyone, and I
Yep.
feel like that shouldn't be underestimated. The ripple effect
Yeah.
of how
Yeah.
making one person feel safer or better can
Hmm.
then make them feel safer and better around their family, and then their family around their community, and it all goes from there. And
Hmm.
it's the idea that, like, making an impact on one person isn't as significant as making it on other people. It's like, no, that's
Yeah.
it's equally significant and equally important
Mhm.
and valuable. So
Yeah.
I know that entirely.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember like in an interview, I was told like, why do you, always tell people to get involved? And I'm like, it doesn't matter if you, as long as you tell one person, that person can tell another person your message, and before you know it, that one person you told that message is sent, it's reached hundreds of people. So I think
totally.
for everyone on here too, no matter how many followers you have or how relevant you think you are relevant to everyone. You're
Mm.
relevant to the world, and I think that if you have something to say, I think you should say it.
Damn straight. Damn straight.
Yeah.
When what's interesting to think about is like how quickly rumors spread. Like, we think, oh,
Yes.
we don't have an impact, but you think about how quickly like a rumor will
Yeah.
take off in a school. Like, imagine
Yeah.
how quickly like love would take off.
Yeah.
Um, not to be
Yeah.
cheesy, but no, that is really powerful. Um,
Yeah.
well, why don't we talk about, I guess, getting into the zone? I
Yeah.
think that's something that, I personally, I don't know if I told you this already. I've never played a sport in my life, ever, and so I don't, necessarily understand that element to it. And as far as I
Yeah.
know, you're not necessarily a musician or an actress, but you
No,
could
no,
be.
not at
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
No,
So I guess
not at
that's
all.
it. I'm sure that we have more in common than we do not, but it's
Yeah.
interesting to sort of learn the what your process is. So I guess like
Mhm.
I'll just ask,
Yeah.
what are like essential things to you to get in the zone or to get in your best mental physical state.
For me, I would say first is just being happy. I find I play my best and just feel better when I'm happy. And
Bars.
I've noticed. I mean, it's easy to say like just be happy, but it's not that easy to be happy. I guess sometimes.
Mm,
And before matches, I always try to like just calm myself down and you know especially when like there's a lot of fans in the crowd or whatever, you can just kind of feel everybody's energy. So I try to just focus on my own. And for me, I just try to relax before going on the match. So I'm on, Netflix, watching a Netflix show or YouTube video. It's people always think I have some intense ritual before, and I'm like, no, for me, it's just to be as relaxed as possible. Because I
mm.
know when I step on the court, like, so like, everything's just going on, people screaming your name and stuff. So I would say for me, getting in the zone is honestly the opposite what people think is getting in the zone. It's just being relaxed and having conversations. And most of the time before matches, I'm playing cards or playing Uno or whatever until it's time to go on the
You ever
court.
play Spicy Uno?
No, but I want to. I want to try, but I haven't found a good group to do it yet.
Come on, you're
Normally, it's just
slacking.
like me and my dad on the on the road, so it's not that fun with two people. But
Damn, that's amazing.
yeah. What about you? Like, how do you get in the zone to write music and get and do those tough scenes that kind of require you to step out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, well, it's funny. I mean, I literally have the exact same answer. It's
Yeah,
get relaxed. It really like
yeah,
that's it. I mean, if I go into an audition and I'm in any
mm-hmm.
way in fight or flight mode, there's any way my stress levels up, it
Mm-hmm.
just the rest of it is just it's gonna be a lot harder. It's gonna be a lot
Yeah,
more difficult to like just seamlessly like allow it to go and
mm-hmm.
it's so interesting how much of our lives we spend in fight or flight, and it seems like a
Yeah,
tennis match or acting or performing would be the most stressful thing in the world, but the reality is, and this, is like
yeah,
it's you actually are the most centered and the most serene and most
yeah,
calm, and that's the only
mm-hmm.
way. And so what's interesting is like it almost doesn't even matter like what I'm doing to prepare. It's the state I'm in when I'm preparing, or the state
Yeah,
I'm in when I'm doing it. It's less
mm-hmm.
about what I'm doing. And so that's been
Yeah,
like my thing, is prioritizing that. So whether it's yoga and meditation every single morning, which I've been really trying to do and have been mostly doing, I've missed a couple days, but
mm-hmm.
anytime I have something big, like even an interview that I had, what's
Mm-hmm.
interesting is, a lot of times people will talk about visualization, and there's a lot
Yeah,
of like woo woo stuff, and people will be like manifesting, like take away all
yeah,
that for a second. The
mm-hmm.
art, your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's happening and what you're imagining, right? So
Yeah,
what I'll do is while I'm meditating, let's say I have an interview that I'm really nervous about. I
mm-hmm.
will I will sit while I'm meditating, and I'll picture myself with the person who's interviewing me, and I'll
Yeah,
just get myself into a relaxed state, and I'll practice that relaxed state. Or I'll
yeah,
picture myself performing, and I'll be relaxed. And then
yeah,
what's crazy is now when I meet that
mm-hmm.
moment in time, I'm prepared in a way, and my body has been trained to like stay relaxed. So anyway,
Yeah,
I guess I guess long story short, it's there's a million different ways I get ready, but none of them matter if I'm not centered and relaxed.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No, I definitely feel that like before my match is always like visualize, and I visualize me being successful on the court. I mean, obviously, you're not going to win every point, or you're not going to be calm, but I visualize myself, being calm on the court and being positive, because I have a tendency to like, get upset at myself, which is something that I'm working on. But
yeah.
I try to visualize myself being good to myself, and most of the time it happens if I do it.
Totally. Well, what's interesting to think about is this weird balance between not taking things too seriously, but
Yeah,
taking things like seriously. It's like what
yeah.
I'll catch myself, stressing about a self tape I have to do, and then I'm
Mhm.
like, wait a minute. Like my friend the other day, Matt, who's on my show, High School Musical,
Mhm.
he was stressing about a self tape, and it took
Yeah.
him stressing for me to see this. It's like, Matt, you're saying words in front of an iPhone that are going to be sent to some random dude in a
Yeah.
chair who's either going to say, not now, or sure.
Yeah.
Like it's really not, and I think like it's easy to just get caught up in like this competitive
Yeah.
sort of like, but again, I think sometimes it's just like relax your eyebrows, unclench
Yeah.
your jaw, like this isn't the end of the world.
Yeah.
So that's been huge for me to remember.
It's
It's like,
crazy like how similar that is like to what I'm like, because I'm on the court and like literally my last match, we ended up winning the match, but I remember like it was a moment in the match and I was like, at the end of the day, like, I mean, I'm still gonna be alive, I'm still gonna have my family, I'm still gonna be happy and everything. And if I lose the match, like why am I stressing over this one point? Because if I stress about it, I'm definitely gonna lose the point. And
damn,
if I'm just like whatever and just go for it, then I have a better chance of winning the point. So like it's crazy like how like the parallels are kind of similar, even though the world seems so different.
totally. No, I think it's
Yeah,
it's 100% the same thing.
yeah,
It's so true. Yeah, and then also like if you allow like a loss or if you allow a misstep to like you said to stress you out, then you're gonna
yeah,
suffer the rest of the match. And then also
yeah,
like, is it worth it? Like,
yeah. It's not.
like a win, some win down the road at the
Yeah,
expense of your joy the way there. Like, is it worth
yeah.
it? I don't know.
No, I've definitely learned that it's not worth it, because there was a point where I was like in my career where I would play and I would win matches and I wasn't even like happy that I won. I was just like relieved that didn't lose. And I was like,
Mm,
I literally like looked in the mirror. I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're not even enjoying like, something you'd be happy. You're just thankful that you didn't lose. And then when you do lose, you're just like treating yourself like it's the end of the world. And now I'm just like, now I'm just like win or lose, I just try my best, and whatever happens, happens. Because I mean, it's just life. You're gonna go up sometimes, you're gonna be low sometimes. But I think it's important that you learn from when you're low and learn from it.
100%. Yeah, I like to say there's only two results. You either win or you learn. That's it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the same thing my grandfather tells me. He's
no
like, you
way.
never lose, you only learn. And I
Yes,
was like, yeah, you just literally said exactly what he said to me all
totally.
the
Well, it's like,
time.
yeah, it's like the light bulb, right? It took a
Yeah,
thousand tries, and you would look at all those as a failure when he saw it as another step closer to the answer.
yeah,
It's not, and it's just it's so interesting how we can beat up on ourselves or you know not see it as like I'd rather lose and have tried, or lose
yeah,
or slash learn and have tried, than have never tried at all. And most people won't try.
yeah,
And so the people have the
yeah.
courage to like put themselves out there and like potentially
Hmm.
not nail it right on the head, which nobody hardly ever does right away.
Yeah,
It's like this is an essential part of the process. So embracing
yeah,
that, I think, is the only way forward,
yeah,
really.
yeah. I definitely agree.
Yeah. Well, do you want to show me some of your tennis
Yeah,
warm-ups, maybe?
sure. I'll definitely show you um, some of my stuff. So, I guess I'll show you similar
Sorry,
to
wait,
what
go
we
back.
were like. Oh, can you hear me or no?
Yes, that was my bad.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely show you. Do you have your racket with you? I'll show you like something simple. I think we were going over it like while we were in LA filming this. It's the grip.
Oh yes. Oh God, the grip.
So while we were filming this, I was like trying to show him the grip for the serve. So you're right-handed, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Wait. Do I need tennis balls for this?
No, it's okay. You don't need it
All right.
because
I
I
was
know
trying to
you're in
open.
your
I was
house.
trying to open a whole box. Okay. Talk to me.
So you take your right hand
Oh
and then you
right.
just like wait, you're right-handed, right? You remember? I
I'm
don't know if you
left-handed.
remember this.
I'm
Oh, you're
left-handed.
left-handed. Okay, well then take your left hand
Okay.
and then you just slide it down like that. and then that grip is essentially like how you serve. So like to start the point off is a serve. I don't know if you remember when you were like hitting the balls like over the not over the gate, but hitting them. That's like
Yeah.
basically a serve. And
Right.
so basically, I guess for you, you can just like go like that, and then well, you don't have to swing because I know you're like by a desk or something, and then you just swing like that, and that's basically like a serve.
Let me
Yeah,
back up.
pretty much.
Oh, yikes. You're right.
And that's basically how you hit a serve. And then I'll show you my favorite shot, which is my backhand. And I use two hands, but do you want to use two hands or one hand?
I'll use two.
Okay, so basically you just grab the racket, pretty much how you hold the serve, and then you just like swing like that. Like a, well, yeah, basically like that.
I
So for
literally,
everyone,
if you
yeah,
put me in a sports arena, I would.
it's a, it's okay. Remember, I remember that lesson I was supposed to give you. This is the lesson now. So you're gonna just swing like that, and then yeah. But I
Great.
mean, we're not on a court, so we don't have any balls. But
Sure.
one day maybe we'll show a video of you actually hitting balls.
Yes, for sure. I think there's got to be a video from the shoot. This.
Yeah, I hope they have some and like post all the bloopers that we had or something like
Yeah, for sure.
that.
Sure. Sweet. So here is how you get it.
Yep, that's how you serve.
Right.
And then to serve, you'll have the other ball in your hand. I have a ball, so you don't need a ball. It's okay. And then you'll just throw it up, and then you'll just serve.
Yes.
I mean, I can hit one out the gate.
Do it.
And you'll just serve like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellently done.
But yeah, that's some shots, and I know that you have some things to show me that I definitely won't be able to do either.
Well, I was gonna bring out my guitar, but I was like, I don't really know what I would do or what I would show you on the guitar. So I basically wanted to show you a warm up that you can do, but I don't know if I tried to text you, but I don't know if I actually got your correct number. Did you get my text just now?
No, I didn't get your text. No.
Fire.
It's
Well,
okay. We'll set it. We'll fix it after this thing is over.
Yeah, for sure. But basically, so I in vocal warm-ups and stuff, like something that's helped me the most is something that I always underestimate is it's all like breath control and it's all breath support. Because if your instrument, like if you don't have the right proper air to support, like nothing will come out. So what's like essential is to like strengthen your core and strengthen your breathing muscles. So one of the techniques
I hope you're not gonna have me sing.
No, don't worry. You don't need to sing. You probably can't even do this. You don't have a straw with you, do you? A straw in a cup? Water?
A straw in the cup? I don't think we have a straw in the cup.
That's totally fine.
But I'll watch.
Okay, great. So basically what you're going to want to do is you basically, the whole point is the water is the resistance. So what you do is like you do a warm like but you do it while you're breathing into this. So it looks a little ridiculous, but it's and the whole point of that is to strengthen your ability to push out the water because it brings some resistance. And that way, like when you're singing, you're not straining your voice and you're not like pushing hard up here. You're pushing from the breath. So I don't know what we can do with this other than me just continuing to do it. But yeah, that's been honestly the most helpful for me is that lesson. So yeah, but then also honestly, like what's wild to me is like in vocal lessons, what continues to be the lesson isn't like this technique or do this. It is like just there's some things that are helpful, but the core of it is relax. Because a lot of times you think, oh, this high note, like you have to try extra hard to hit it, and what you don't realize is like you straining to hit it is just making it that much harder to hit. And a lot of times it's the mental block of like, oh, this is gonna be harder, I gotta tense up, and you end up not allowing the air to flow. So that's I guess my tip or warm-up thing is like, again, going back to the meditation or relaxing it really does apply across the board. And visualizing yourself playing with ease or singing with ease, visualizing yourself just like getting as comfortable as possible, because what'll happen a lot of times is I will be able to sing freely and then I start recording myself and I'm like and it's so much harder, and so it's like getting comfortable with that pressure, or getting comfortable with you know, needing to quote unquote perform when in reality,
Yeah.
like it shouldn't be any different warming up and performing in terms of
Yeah.
technique. So I don't know if that was
Yeah.
helpful in any way, but
No, it's pretty like interesting. I was sitting here like it's so like comparable. Like tennis, it's like almost the same. Like if you tense up and you try to hit the ball hard, it's gonna go nowhere. So like you definitely hit the ball harder when you're relaxed. I'm just sitting here like it's so like similar but yet so different.
totally. And I really actually am interested in learning how to play like tennis, and like I
Yeah.
genuinely do want to. So maybe one of these days I'll actually do it. But I would imagine that if both of us swap jobs for a day, we'd be like, oh,
Oh my
this is like
God.
the same thing, different.
Well,
That'd
I
be
think
fun.
for you it'd definitely be easier. I think you have a better chance at hitting a tennis ball than I do at doing anything that you do.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised at how awful I am at sports. Like truly, like um it's not even funny. But yeah. Well, I know that we only have so much time left
Yeah.
on this live, so I guess we'll open it up to
Yeah.
some
Questions.
questions.
Any questions? And
Um,
while we're waiting for the questions, like, can you talk about what you're wearing today?
oh yes, of course. Well, we got some classic American Eagle apparel. I got a nice
Yeah.
shirt. I really love their spring lineup. Like really,
Yeah,
I
it's
got some
nice.
nice skinny jeans. Um,
Nice.
I also happen to have, I know scandalous, some American Eagle underwear on. Um, but I actually stole that from the shoot because they gave me some and I just walked home
Yeah, I
with it.
stole a couple of things too.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then of course we got the custom jacket, which
Yeah,
for
the
those who
custom
just tuned
jacket.
in, you will be
Yeah,
able to win.
whoever asked the best question, American Eagle is gonna send a custom jacket to you guys. So you guys can start asking questions and we'll do our best to answer some of them, I guess.
Let's see. So I didn't realize there was a question. There's a question section. So I guess.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh, I just realized. Okay, cool.
oh, okay. Riley says, "What is the best way I can make an impact in my community for Women's History Month? Got any tips?"
I would say for me, for like being a black woman in sport, I think for me it's just making other kids feel represented. And for me as a kid, it was so important to see myself on someone that looked like me on the screen. And for me, that was Serena and Venus Williams, seeing them doing well in a sport. And for me, I always say like seeing yourself seen on a, whether it's a tennis match or a movie screen or an artist, for a little kid, it definitely means a lot. And I see it with my younger brothers as well. For me, Cameron, when he was watching, like seeing other tennis, he likes to play tennis too, but seeing him watch people like Francis Tiafoe and Chris Eubanks and Gail Monfils, seeing like how happy he is to see himself on the screen or someone that looks like him on the screen. So I would say for you, for I guess your Women's History Month project, I think definitely highlighting people that maybe aren't so much highlighted in your community.
That's beautiful. Really, and I think it also speaks to like how the important it is to like to lead by example. I mean, you think about
Mm-hmm.
how many people are inspired by you. You know,
Yeah.
it's so that's just a beautiful thing. But I agree in the well rounding the representation and everything you just said was very well said.
So
Um,
we have Carly. She says, "What slash who influenced you the most in your career?"
wow. Um, that's a great
I
question.
know that's a hard question.
No, I'm trying to think. Like, I guess an actor who's like really influenced me is Bryan Cranston, who's in
Hmm.
Breaking Bad, which is
Yeah.
just, if anyone here is under the age of like I don't even know how old, just watch with parental permission. But um,
Watch this first.
he he he's just such a remarkable actor, and he has such a cool story too. Like seeing him start out with Malcolm in the Middle and doing that for so long, and being a comedic actor, and then when it came time for Breaking Bad, there were a lot of the executives were like, he's a funny guy. We don't see him in a serious role, and they just
Yeah.
couldn't picture
Hmm.
it. And he ended up really proving them wrong. And he also wrote an excellent book, and he's been awesome. But there's so many different musicians. I mean, the Beatles, obviously in music and what they did and how they proved that it's all really about the songs. it's so
Yeah.
interesting. We think like, oh, it's about the production, it's about this, and those things matter, no doubt. But
Hmm.
what the Beatles proved is like it all comes down to the song, the melody, the
Yeah.
lyrics, the message. Like that is what it is, you know. And
Hmm.
so they've been highly influential to me in my life. So yeah, I guess those are two in different areas of my life. I would say.
Nice.
Let me see. I was not looking for more
Yeah.
questions. Oh, I just read the one you just said. Yikes. Should have screened these a little bit more.
It's
Ooh,
okay.
okay, I got one. If you could
Oh,
change places with someone in history, but
oh my God.
during one specific time period of theirs, who would you choose?
Oh my God. If I can change, oh God, that, um, hmm. I would say if I can change places with someone in history, ooh,
I
I
don't
don't
even know
know
what
who
I
I
would
would
pick.
pick. I have no idea who I pick. I'm gonna think about this. I think for me, I know this is probably a cheesy answer, but I'll probably say Serena Williams just
Mm,
because like I can't even put into words like how much impact she like even though I mean I know her personally now, but at the time I didn't know her personally, but how much
mm,
impact she had on me and I talked to other girls and how much she had impact on the sport and I would say definitely her and I don't even know if I could like do it so well as she would so but I would say that
not
I
sure.
guess that moment is definitely I would say it's needed for tennis and for women's tennis especially so I would say Serena. Yeah, I think
Beautiful.
I'll go with her.
Beautiful.
um so here's an easy question. What's your favorite way to style a denim jacket?
Oh, my favorite way to style a denim jacket. Well, first I get my name embroidered on it, and then no, I see what you mean by that.
No, no.
I don't know. I mean, pretty much like this. I do love tying it around the waist. I
Yeah.
don't know how many more ways you can style a denim
Yeah,
jacket.
I know.
So, I'm not sure, but yeah, I guess I would say that. Well, I know that we only have a couple minutes.
Yeah, we only have a couple more.
But shoot, I had a good one. I had a good one. I had a good one.
I know, I feel like I see the good ones and then I forget.
I know. Um, okay. What do you do during your free time to benefit your mental health, other than YouTube videos, and
Yeah.
the like?
I would say for me, journaling, that's
Mm,
the biggest thing that has helped me. I feel like because with tournaments, a lot of the times, like I just feel like I don't have time to process like everything. Like a lot of times, you lose the match, or you do something, you're already on the plane the next day going to the next country. Like, yeah, I've been to like I don't know 4 countries so far than the year just started or whatever. So
wow.
I just feel like journaling is definitely like my best friend because a lot of times, like with the time differences and everything, my friends aren't. I can always like call them like when it's like 3 a.m. their time. So I would say journaling is like the best place, and also because like whenever I'm going through like a hard moment or whatever, I like to like look back at maybe a time when I was happy and kind of reminds me of like why I do what I do and remind me just to stay grounded. So I think journaling has definitely helped me so much, and I've been doing it since I was like 10 years old.
Mm, wow. And I think there's something to be said about the power of how your writing connects to your
Yeah,
subconscious. Like it really
yeah,
does. And
yeah,
physically writing things out is actually helping the grooves in your brain. And
yeah,
so that's key. I mean, I don't really journal as much as I'd like to. Sometimes I
yeah,
do a little gratitude journal, but that's awesome.
yeah.
I got to keep that in mind. I got to keep that in mind for sure. I think I always start one and then I like totally forget about it and then.
No, like for me, I mean, people think I feel like there's a stigma like you have to do it every day, but there's times I don't even write in it for months because I actually have no urge to write in, and then one day or one night at like I guess 2 a.m. I don't know. I don't know for me if it's the same for you, but I like think about everything at 2 a.m. And
Totally.
I'm like I need to go write my life out, and then I won't touch it again for like a week or 2 weeks or maybe even some months at a time. So I think it's just more about like writing when you feel like it, or feel like something's too hard to put into words. I guess. I
That's
don't even
fair.
know.
No, no, you're totally right. And it's crazy how sometimes you'll just write and it'll explain how you
In a
felt better
quick,
than you could have
yeah.
before.
For
It's
me, it's
crazy.
like when I can't explain how I feel, I just write it, and I'm like, oh, I actually know why I'm feeling this way now.
Totally, totally. Yeah, I do this one trick real quick, not to dwell on this too long, but I do this one trick called
Yeah.
follow the why, where
Uh huh.
I'll like let's say I'm stressed about responding to an email. I'll be
Yeah.
like, I'll just write down. I'll type it, but you know, you can write
Yeah.
it. I'll be like, I'm stressed about responding to this email, and then under that I'll put why in all caps, and then beneath that I'll be like,
Oh.
because I don't know the answer to what I'm going to say, and I'm scared of finding it out. Beneath that, why? Beneath
Yeah.
that, because I want to impress this person, and I haven't yet found something that I feel like will impress them. Why? Because I put my self-worth in what they think of me, and so I held them in high regard. Why? Because I don't have that self-worth for myself, and so therefore I'm looking for in other people. Why? Because when I was younger, I was taught to believe that I didn't, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you can't
Yes,
get
that's a good one.
to this
And you
part
get to
from I'm not responding to an email.
yeah.
You know, it takes
That's
following the why
crazy.
down the
I'm
ladder.
definitely gonna use that now. Thank
It's
you.
a nifty trick.
Thanks for
It's a nifty
sharing.
trick. Well,
Well,
this has been
obviously.
so wonderful.
Yeah,
Sorry, did you
thank
say
you,
something?
thank you. No, no, you're good. I was just saying thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you guys enjoyed all the questions that we answered. I feel like this was a good conversation for everyone to see, so thank you for
Totally.
sharing everything.
Thank you, Coco, for taking your time on this nice
No,
sunny
thank you.
day in Florida.
Yeah,
Um, hopefully you have a great practice. I'm actually headed
thank
off to
you.
set right now, so
Okay,
look at
cool.
both of us
Yeah.
doing our thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you
and
to American Eagle for this wonderful opportunity, and
yeah.
to all watching, stay tuned for some super awesome stuff coming up with American Eagle. We're doing a lot of really cool things that give back in a really profound way. So
Yeah,
stay
that's
tuned
cool.
for that, and thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye,
All
guys.
right. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.